Hey guys, welcome back to Freestyle Unlimited. Today we've got another teardown video for the JS550 motor. The last video we left off just taking the top end apart, but we are going to continue on, split the cases. I was having a hard time actually getting the flywheel off, so I have gone ahead. I cut this washer to essentially hold the flywheel, and I've got new bolts in here because the previous bolts that I had in here when we were attempting last time actually broke. Here's one of them. It stretched out and it snapped. I mean, you can even see the taper in the shank there. It stretched like crazy. So we are going to attempt again by manually doing this with a breaker bar to see if we can't get this flywheel to break loose. So let's get to the video. Alright, so as I said previously, we were having some issues last time, but I've got this locked down now, and I want to try and break this thing loose manually. Maybe we can get a little more leverage without the impact and get this thing to come loose. I've already sprayed it down with WD-40 again, but we are just going to get to it. I'm going to get some gloves on, and we're going to try and get this thing broken loose. So, without further ado, JS550 bottom end teardown. And this is really going to give us a good idea if it's worth rebuilding this thing. Based on what we've already seen thus far, the motor's in really good shape, so I'm really hoping that the crank's in good condition. We don't have any pitting or anything on any of our bearings, so that we can go ahead and re-gasket this thing, put this whole thing back together and run it. Oh, we're going. Wow, this is absolutely crazy. It is starting to dig into that washer a little bit, and I'm putting some serious leverage on this. Might break my ratchet doing this, but we're gonna have to get this thing off. So just keep on going. Oh, that's promising. Getting maybe a little movement out of it. Well, that's no good. We did not think about that. Well, it's quite unfortunate actually. We put so much force on it, we actually just snapped off part of the case here, which I'm not super worried about because it's a very small piece. But that is no fun. Dang it, I thought we had it. Well, I guess we're going to go back to maybe try and impact it and see if we can't make a little progress, because obviously that is not going to work. Dang, this is kind of crazy. I'm not sure what else to do about this. Try and get this thing off. That is insane. I don't know what else we would secure to. I know that the ones that you can buy secures to 2 holes. It's a little plate that holds about this many teeth, but I guess that's probably why. But not a big deal. That's really unfortunate. We will maybe weld that or try and repair this. Yeah, probably weld this back on here. Honestly, like 90% sure that this is not going to be an issue at all whatsoever. Yeah. And go back on with our coupler and our washer, because we know we can get these off fairly easily. And what I'm going to try and do, I don't know if I have a breaker bar back here. I'm going to take our coupler tool, and we are going to take this. This will actually work. So we're going to break our loose here. I'm going to rotate this way. And I'm just going to move this over. here. This should be heavy enough to hold our wrench. So I've got actually the frame of my shop press here, holding this down. Beautiful. All right, here we go. A little bit of progress here. Not particularly liking that. Hey, we got it. I wasn't sure about that. That was not the kind of sound I like, but we did it. We have got the flywheel off. And our woodruff key, whew, that was quite something. And that crank, oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. Let me get this back out of the way. This thing is in great shape all the way around. Beautiful, beautiful. Just grabbing the stator. Look at this crank, such good shape. And the flywheel mating surface for the crank, also in beautiful shape. All right, we're gonna get this cleaned up and kind of put away, and I'm gonna get the motor back over here. We're gonna get it torn down the rest of the way, and we'll examine everything and keep moving forward. But big progress, that is awesome. Alrighty, so we've got this all back on the bench now. I'm gonna take our coupler back off the back end. Perfect. We're gonna keep our woodruff key up here in our little bin. We'll get the rest of this taken apart and we'll do a little inspection. Gonna have to get oil everywhere. So we're gonna pop this stator off the front. There we go. There's one. There's two. Beautiful. Alright, and this should just come off. And do our wiring. That backed off. What is going to be our best way to get this off? We're going to... Oh yeah! That's not good. So, we've got this all here now. The wiring I don't really want to take apart, but take a look at this. You see that seal in there? Oh! There's our front crank seal. That is no good. So it's a good thing we're tearing into this thing, because that definitely would be leaking. You can actually see around this edge here, there's a bunch of damage and there's rust. We'll take a closer look once I get this case apart. But yeah, look at our little spring seal. I'm gonna flip this thing over. Try not to get oil everywhere as it drains out of this slowly. We're gonna put our screws back in here so we don't lose them. Actually, we'll just throw them up here. Alrighty, so we got a couple more 13s and we'll split the case. We got a couple more 10 mils actually here. So that would have been bad. And there. And there. In our bin. Alrighty, that should be everything. Got a little part now. And we're gonna try and split this thing here. are separating here. Right there. And here, just there we go. Alrighty. Here we are. All right. Lowercase or uppercase. Stuff actually looks like it's in decent shape. These seals are gone though. Nothing too crazy though. These seals are bad. These seals are bad. Watch this. I'm gonna lift this crank out, but I'm gonna show you guys something. There we go. Alrighty. Crank down. Look at this. All this stuff just coming off. It's all brittle. It's breaking apart. These seals, not sealing, I can tell you that. That's crazy. These bearings have a ton of play in them. This is more of these O-rings. Just deteriorating like crazy. Stuff's just falling apart. Actually, this one, yeah, this one's not even touching. Super loose. Got a little bit of moisture in here. Nothing too crazy though, honestly. It doesn't look horrible. It's actually, the crank itself is in really good shape. What is that? Is that rat poop? Yeah, that's rat poop. I don't even know where that came from. Nice. But, I mean, mix those up. We're going to keep those separate. Overall, this thing's in decent shape. So we are going to have to order some parts here for this crank. A bunch of these O-rings are just gone. And we're going to have to get a bunch of stuff for this crank. But let me clean everything up. We'll kind of go over everything. I'm going to wipe everything down, get all the oil off, and we'll inspect everything. So I'll come right back to you guys.